Hello friends, a few of you have asked me how my gardening was going this year, so I thought I'd do a quick video update for you and show you what I've got planted and what's going on with it. If you aren't aware, what I do is called sub-irrigated container gardening. Sub-irrigated planting and gardening has been around for a long time, but there's a man named Larry Hall who developed a couple of methods that have become very popular. One using a rain gutter and then the other using a pool, either a kiddie pool or some kind of frame lined with pond liner or plastic to create a pool. And that's what I'm doing this year. I've got a couple of them going and going to start a couple of new ones here the next week or so. This is new for this year for me. I usually use the kiddie pools, but I wanted to make something pretty. And it's ended up being, I've spent most of my time making it functional before getting to the pretty. Maybe by the end of the summer I'll have this nicely set up. But it's functional right now and working really well. I have it watered by a rain barrel. And this is what I love about the way Larry has these methods set up, and that is that you can automate or semi-automate the watering so that the plant gets just the right amount of water it needs when it needs it. It doesn't wait for me to come out here and remember to water things. So that really has helped with being successful at growing some of these things. The automation is set up by connecting to a rain barrel with a float that sits in the pool, and that's it right down there in that white housing. Larry sells some of these for the people who like to do these kind of things, but this is the picture of the valve, and it's adjustable. It comes set at a 1-inch water level, but he sends them or sells them in these UV housings with a quick connect on the end of it, so it's very easy, and it all comes in a kit. It's very easy to set up the automated water part of this. You can connect this to a rain barrel or to your house water system. This is a 3/8 inch line, and again 1-inch water level depth, and I've got multiple plants in multiple size bags all in the same pool. And this works out great because you'll see the tomato plants, sun gold over here, and this is a mortgage lifter, and I've gotten some good results from the mortgage lifter this year. These are in Walmart bags, which are 7-gallon grow bags. They're the reusable shopping bags, and they work great as a grow bag. 50 cents, it's a very small investment to try this out. I've got parsley here in 3-gallon bags, strawberries over there, and marigolds elsewhere around the pool in 1-gallon bags. And then over here I've got a squash and zucchini, each in 5-gallon bags. I think the 5-gallon bags are a little bit too small. When I do them again, I'll put them in a larger bag, but they're doing okay. I've raised them up a little bit, and that's the great thing about this type of system. The 7-gallon bags, to get adequate water, go in the very bottom of the pool. They sit on the very bottom, and with the water level set at 1 inch or to 1.5 inches, something like that, they get what they need for the water. For the smaller bags, they don't need that much. They will get root rot, and they'll be overwatered if you plant them on the bottom. So with the pea gravel, I'm able to lay down a layer of pea gravel up to the point that I have the right water depth for each of the smaller bags. Right now for the zucchini and the squash, I'm sitting those in about 3/4 inch of water, and then the small 3-gallon and 1-gallon bags are in just a little 1/2 inch of water. So the pea gravel is really ideal for that, raising and lowering the level of the bags in the water, and it also helps mitigate mosquito breeding. So that's nice too. I don't have to worry about that. I've got already been harvesting squash and zucchini, and I see over here I've got some strawberries growing under there, and the sun golds and the mortgage lifter are doing great. So I'm doing 2 experiments here. One is with the mylar. One of our group members for the Rain Gutter Grow System on Facebook suggested, he's been doing it gardening for many years, and says the mylar, he has not had to spray for insects since he's been using the mylar. So I'm giving that a try. And then over here, another person suggested that if you plant radishes in the bag with the tomato, and instead of picking them, let them flower, that also will deter insects. So, I'm trying them out, seeing how it goes. This is definitely more complicated than doing a kiddie pool. We'll probably do something different with it once I pull these out and do the winter gardening, but for now I've got it set up and it's working very well. This is a half of a pallet that I cut out, got it for free on Craigslist, put legs on it, and stained it. It's supposed to be one of my pretty decorative ones, but again, I'm working on the functionality of it right now, and we'll be putting a border around here, staining it and making it look nice before the summer is out. But I got this set up and I'm hand watering it, and this is where I'm putting small 1-gallon bags that I've got plants started in. I've got some strawberries here, marigolds, and a couple of peppers, and a couple of them that I haven't put into a bag yet, watermelon and cantaloupe. Those will be going into a bag in the next day or so. Some of these are going to go to my mother. I'm setting up a system for her, so I sort of use this as a staging area for things that I'm working on, and I water it by hand. And when it rains, I've got a couple of overflow holes drilled here into the landscape fabric. I'm sorry, not landscape fabric, the pond liner, so that the water drains out and it doesn't get waterlogged if it rains. This is the first pool I ever set up. I got started in this type of gardening just by using a kiddie pool from Walmart and a pallet I got for free on Craigslist. I used the pallet to raise it up a little off the ground, and also I have down here 2x4s on each end with these eye bolts in them to level it. I can raise each corner up or down to keep it level. So in this pool I've got my cucumber. This one's doing really nicely, growing up the trellis, and this one is not. It's lagging a little bit behind. Maybe because it's not getting enough sunlight. I'm not sure. But the nice thing is, I'm going to be putting up another pool right over in this area with the rain barrel in between them. I haven't used a rain barrel yet on this because we've had so much rain. I just haven't needed the auto watering yet. But again, the gravel is for keeping mosquitoes from breeding, and also to raise the level that the bag of water that the bag sits in. So I can pull this out, move it over to where it gets a little more sun, put a pepper plant in here pretty soon. And as for water level, I don't know if you can see it down here, but I've got holes drilled right here, all the way around the pool. This is at 2 inches, so whenever it rains or when I fill it up, when water comes out of there, it keeps the water from rising up and filling up the pool when it rains. And when I'm watering, hand watering, when I see the water come out of there, I know I've got enough water in there. Once I get the float installed and feeding both of the pools that I'm going to set up, the other one as well, that'll be, it'll all be at a 1-inch level automatically. So again, over here I'm trying the experiment with the mylar on my kale and on the cucumber plant, and I've got my marigolds, and this is a brand new plant for me this year. It's a tansy, and I really have loved it. So I'm really pleased with how things have gone so far. I love the versatility of the system. I'm still planting other plants and going to set up a few more pools. It's constantly changing as I'm going along, and I don't mind that at all. I enjoy working out here on it, and I have been harvesting already, so I've been very pleased with it. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, shoot me an email.